For Hill City, a 5'6" freshman, number 10, Sabri Roar. For Oakley, a 5'5" senior, number 1, Mary Carmen. For Hill City, a 5'5" sophomore, number 11, Jenna Berland. For Oakley, a 5'9" sophomore, number 2, Alexa Weiser. For Hill City, a 5'5" senior, number 15, Riley Minia. For Oakley, a 5'8" sophomore, number 5, Finley France. For Hill City, a 5'6" sophomore, number 20, Scarlett Harmon. For Oakley, a 5'8" sophomore, number 12, Chesney Marshall. For Hill City, a 5'7" senior, number 34, Cameron Mock. And for Oakley, a 5'10" senior, number 23, Brent Johnson. Hill City is coached by Craig Dinas, assisted by Linda Nice-Wonder. Oakley is coached by Cheryl Martin, assisted by Devin Weiser.
Live from Oakley, Kansas, it's Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. The Plainsmen ready to go head-to-head with the Hill City Ringnecks. Joined alongside me, Connor Adams. I'm Eli Blankenship. Thank you one and all for tuning in to Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Moments away from tip-off as Alexa Weiser lines up toe-to-toe with the Ringneck Roar. Tip is won by the Plainsmen. Marshall, top of the key, comes across to Weiser. Back across to Marshall in the corner, tries a three. Can't get it to go. Now it's high up under the basket. And the possession belongs to the Hill City Ringnecks. Oakley running a bit of a full court press. Roar breaks the timeline. Now that pass tipped out of bounds, and Oakley will stand with the basketball.
Well, one thing, Oakley, they got to really make sure they nail down. This Hill City team, they love to rotate a lot on defense. They have to make good, complete passes, and for Hill City, you saw it right there. That was a nice closeout in the corner on that first possession.
Marshall starts with the basketball. She throws it across the floor. That pass almost tipped out of bounds from Johnson. Now Hill City comes away with it. Minium trapped past half court. That pass stolen away. Still in limbo. The Ringnecks somehow recover it here. Minium finds it out in the wing. Pass it across to Mock. Mock tries a three. That one clanks off the rim short.
Well, I really like what Oakley's doing with the traps here. They're just smothering Hill City, making them really uncomfortable offensively.
Oakley tried to feed it inside there. That pass tipped away, and now Hill City will run the other way with it. Minium drives into the paint. Now kick out into the corner to Berlin. Minium pulls it back out, tries to set up the offense. Drive and a throw up to the bucket. is no good for Minium. Now Oakley will go the other direction. Scoop to the hoop underneath the basket and foul. A nice job to draw the contact on that play. Missed the basket, but she'll take a trip to the free throw line.
And that was a nice adjustment there offensively here from Oakley. You saw the passes. They weren't working. It got tipped off. What better way to combat that than just taking it to the hoop and drawing a foul?
At the free throw line, Finley France, the 5'8" sophomore, misses her first as it clanks off the back iron. France's second swirls its way down, and the Plainsmen are the first on the board. Hill City running the floor. Roar on the far side. She hands it off over to Minimum. Minium surveys the floor, picks up her dribble. Now a little short pass over to Berlin. Now Roar rips it across her body. Tries a kick out pass to Mock. Mock under a lot of pressure. Back out to Minium. Minium on her right hand, back over to her left, spinning her way through the paint, kicks it out in the corner to Mock. Mock tries a mid-range jumper that's well short, and the rebound comes down to the Plainsmen. In transition, coast to coast, lays one off the glass and in. Bryn Johnson finds her way into the scoring column, and the Plainsmen have an early 3-0 lead. Now stolen to the basket for another easy bucket for Weiser.
Well, this press, they're really just smothering Hill City. They are absolutely lost offensively.
Another steal from the Plainsmen and a foul underneath the basket. This one on the floor. It'll be Plainsmen basketball on the baseline. That goes on Minium.
Hill City, they got to have a lot better off-ball movement if they're going to press like that.
Corner three for Oakley is no good. Marshall tried her luck at that one. Now Hill City, after that tipped shot, will try their luck at breaking this press. They've just kind of let one person try to dribble down the floor to break this press, and not a very efficient way to break a press, especially one as aggressive as this Oakley offense, or Oakley defense, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be able to, they're wanting to swipe right away. If you see, they're swiping as soon as that ball gets put on the floor. If you're Hill City, you got to bring another guard up to be able to pass that out, kind of mitigate that trap that they're going to run.
Minium with a handoff pass over to Roar. Back across to Minium. Minium being face guarded up at the top of the key by Weiser. Kicks it back out to Roar. 15 on the shot clock. Minium tries to carve in with her left hand, and that pass thrown well away. Didn't really have anyone down low in the paint to receive that ball. I'm just seeing a very large lack of off-ball movement there after that possession.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just not rotating well enough, and the problem is when you play a defense like Oakley is running, they just thrive off the lack of off-ball movement. If they can just cut through the paint, create open shots, they should be able to get on the board.
Bounce pass from Weiser into the corner. It's Carmen. Back across the floor. It's Johnson now. Pump fake from Marshall, drives in the lane, now kick out pass. Weiser three ball is no good. It's short off the front of the rim. She gets her own rebound. And Oakley going right back to the hoop, and this pass tipped out of bounds off Hill City with 8 to shoot now for the Plainsmen.
So you got to get a nice inside look here for Oakley. Keep attacking those posts.
Little feed down on the block to Marshall, and that pass tipped away by the Ringnecks. You've got to think this Hill City team has got to look to support their guards here as they try to make their way down the floor with this Oakley press. Another tipped pass. Marshall in transition is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line after the missed layup. 4:08 left to play here in the first quarter. Oakley holding that 5-point lead. So far, the Ringnecks scoreless here in the first quarter. We've seen some signs of promise, but a large lack of off-ball movement really killing them offensively, and Marshall knocks down her first.
Absolutely, and you mentioned that off-ball movement. It really becomes the most important is just to get it over that half-court line, and the best way you can do that is just moving around inside. Whoever your inbounder is, she has to have an opportunity to pass to somebody open, and they're forcing unopened passes here. That's why Oakley has just dominated so far.
Marshall's second, nothing but net. She's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Oakley sits at a 7-0 lead as Hill City having some issues getting this ball in bounds from this aggressive Oakley press. Minium drives the sideline. Now a long lob pass down the floor to Berlin, who tried to connect with her teammate Harmon underneath the basket, and then another turnover by Hill City. That's really going to come back to bite them. You've got to think that that's something they've got to look to cut out as opposed to trying to just get in transition as they come up with a steal. Minium in transition, and one. Count the bucket for Minium. They needed that basket.
Yeah, they did it, and that knocks off Oakley. Anytime they're going to come out on a 7-0 run like they are, just getting a point on the scoreboard here can really do wonders for just your momentum so far. And I think Hill City, they did the right thing. That was a nice adjustment there to run an off-ball screen to open up someone. They pushed it on the floor. Now they're going to start finding something. They found a way to break this press.
Minium's free throw rattles out. Hill City on the scoreboard, though. 7-2 is the lead for Oakley. 3:45 left in play. Johnson back across the floor. It's over Weiser now. Weiser takes a couple dribbles inside. That pass tipped away by the Ringnecks. Oakley in a little bit of trouble now. 13 to shoot. And a travel called on the baseline. This travel charge to number 15, that's Brecken Solinsky. Solinsky, a freshman for this Plainsmen squad. A full court pass down the floor is tipped out of bounds off the Hill City Ringnecks. And it's just a lack of discipline, it seems like, when it comes to some of these full court passes. You've just got to cut some of those out. You can't try to force the floor, so to speak, on a play like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would also be beneficial is to utilize that dribble that she had instead of trying to launch one down, kind of dribble inside. They're going to want to reach in for a foul. You could easily kind of bait them by just turning around, making them really wrap around to get that ball. They're swiping at everything so far.
Spot up three is short off the front of the rim from Johnson. And the short rebound comes down and is tied up underneath the basket. The ball will remain with the Plainsmen. Couple substitutions check in for the Ringnecks. Kieswetter checks into the game, along with Eva Hart, who also checked into the game for Hill City. Weiser scores a quick basket. Now another turnover from the Ringnecks. On the left wing, Johnson. Front court, Marshall. Weiser takes a dribble to her right. Brings it back up to the top of the key. Little handoff pass to her teammate Marshall. Marshall dumps it down low, and the mid-range jumper falls for Johnson.
Well, Hill City, they switched into a zone defense. They're just trying to limit the amount of post drop-off touches.
Another miscue out of that press break, and another easy bucket for Alexa Weiser, and this game's getting out of hand really quickly.
Hill City might benefit here from a timeout.
Another dribble kind of tipped away, and that pass tipped away. Oakley in transition. Weiser running the floor, throws one up, can't get it to go. Her first 2-point miss of the night. Now a deep mid-range jumper clanks off the back of the rim for Solinsky. Oakley still playing with the rock, and now that pass out of bounds in favor of Hill City.
Got to have just the kind of an off-ball screen here. You can't just drop it off to down in that corner. They're going to trap right away.
Hill City having issues with this press. Weiser runs the floor with another easy bucket for her. She's up to 8 points. Another tip pass from Weiser. She lays it in for another one. The first scorer in double figures with 10 buckets. 5 of 6 shooting from the floor, and you've got to think those transition buckets are just gimmies for her.
Absolutely, and they're just kind of dropping it down low to number 15, Riley Minham, in that corner. Problem is she's not dribbling. She's just holding it and passing. They're always going to be expecting that pass. Now's a great time to attack the dribble inside. Also, maybe run an off-ball screen, get somebody open. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. This press has been so dominant that you keep all 5 players back just so you have somebody to pass to.
Well, it's a full timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for just a moment. Be back in about 40 seconds here on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Well, we faked you folks out back at home. They didn't quite use that full timeout length. So we're right back at you here from Oakley, Kansas. Keyswater throws a long pass across the floor to Mock. Correction, that was Ashmore who received that pass. That pass tipped out of bounds, and yet another turnover for Hill City. 1:33 left to play here in the first. Bounce pass over to France. Lays it in off the glass. As it clanks short off the front of the rim. Looks like they'll call a shooting foul. Oh, correction. They're going to call an offensive foul. Hill City still having issues trying to break this press, and just a mob of athletes underneath the basket. As Mary Carmen checks into the game for Oakley. Ball still remains with the Ringnecks. 1:13 left to play here in the first. Bounce pass tipped away by Carmen. She drops it down low to her teammate, and that pass batted out of bounds by the Ringnecks. Ball belongs to the Plainsmen. Ritter on the inbound. Lob pass in bounds, and a nice shooter's roll from Bryn Johnson as it clanks off the front of the rim and rolls in. Ashmore's pass batted away. It stays with the Ringnecks. Keyswater in trouble, being face guarded just past half court. Pass stolen away by Carmen. She runs the floor, lays it up. Too much pepper off the glass. Roar running the floor. Under a minute left to play. Around 30 seconds left to play here in the first. Keyswater takes a moment to pull it back out. Less than a second difference between shot clock and game clock. Keyswater, kick out pass Ashmore. Top of the key, straight away, three, clanks out. And a foul on the floor after the missed three from Roar. And they're going to get Sabry Roar on the foul as well. So after that straightaway three and that kind of that loose ball, she tried to dive for that ball at the very end of that play and got charged with the foul. 3 seconds to shoot. Underneath the basket, tries to chuck one up, can't get it to go. And that will conclude the first quarter of play. At the end of the first quarter, Oakley taking care of business. They lead it 19-2 on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. We welcome you back to the broadcast. Eli Blankenship joined alongside me, Connor Adams. A fresh 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Oakley holding that 17-point lead over the Hill City Ringnecks. Long three ball from Marshall. And a foul underneath the hoop. This one being charged to Oakley. They'll charge Weiser. That's her second personal. Hill City finally sort of getting this press figured out. That pass batted away by Weiser in transition. Easy lay in off the glass. She's up to 12 points.
They're just projecting their passes a little too much here. You see it right there.
Oakley's got it going the other way again. Carmen, her pass batted away by the Ringnecks. Ball remains with the Plainsmen. A laser of a pass down low, saved in bounds. Excellent effort from France to keep that one in play. Carmen rips it across her body, 6 to shoot. Lob pass down low, Weiser tries it, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Oakley, and then a tie ball underneath the basket. Weiser up to 12 points, 6 of 8 shooting so far from the floor.
Hill City, they just got to get a quality look, got to get the ball past this half-court line.
Kieswetter's dribble is punched out of bounds by the Plainsmen. And this press has been ruthless from this Plainsmen defense. Kieswetter tries to throw a pass across the floor. It's batted right back to her hands. Kieswetter trying to run the floor. Kicks it back out. Out in the hands of Rohr. Saving it from going out of bounds, Mock. Mock feeds it inside. She finds Harmon. Pass back out to the corner. Spot up three from Mock is short off the front of the rim. Full court pass underneath the basket, and a scoop to the hoop is good for Chesney Marshall. Kieswetter. Overhand pass down the floor. Back out to Mock. Mock's got it on the right wing. Back to the front court and Kieswetter. 22 on the shot clock. 6:02 left to play here in the second. Kieswetter, baseline drive, chucks up a floater, can't get it to go.
I think they benefit a little bit from some screens on their offensive possessions here.
In transition underneath the basket for an easy two, Brecken Solinsky, and this Plainsman offense really just showing how quick and agile they are in transition. Now they call a carry as Rohr comes across half court. Possession goes right back to the Plainsmen. Little dump pass inside and whacked on the way up by Kieswetter. That's her first personal.
Well, they were in a 2-3 zone earlier in the game, just trying to mitigate some of those inside looks that they're doing. Oakley, they really haven't shot much beyond that paint, and they've really just been attacking down low, and this is the reason for their success is this Hill City defense. They're just not rotating, not communicating.
First shot from her is good. At the line, Chesney Marshall already has 2 points from the free throw line before taking that one. Second one is also pure. Chesney Marshall up to 6 points. Kieswetter breaks the timeline. She has it in the front court. Across the floor to Rohr. Rohr penetrates and pulls it back out. Kieswetter tries a three. You betcha! What a shot from Kieswetter.
That's just a quality shot that Hill City needed. They can make open shots. It's just all about getting those quality offensive possessions here.
Carmen trapped up. Solinsky's got it now. Handoff pass over to Marshall. Down the corner, Carmen. Carmen, baseline drive, tries a floater, can't get it to go, and Kieswetter pulls down the rebound. Kieswetter running the floor, breaks midcourt. That pass tipped away and stolen by the Plainsmen. Johnson's got it. Now back up to Carmen. Bounce pass to Carmen in the corner. Free throw line extended, back up to the top of the key is Marshall. Little handoff pass over to Solinsky. Johnson. Pump fake on the baseline. Fading away. Can't get it to drop in. Not a bad take, though, from Chesney Marshall. Rohr breaks the timeline. Hands it back to Kieswetter. Now just outside the keyhole was Harmon. Rohr picks up her dribble. Chucks it across the floor to Kieswetter. Kieswetter backing down her defender. Now a little bounce pass back out to Mock. She tries her luck at a three. That one clanks off the side of the rim. In transition, Plainsmen going coast to coast. That pass tipped. And what I would thought was a block, but in the process of shooting, I believe there may have been a blocking foul.
One of the best things that Hill City can do here is to just capitalize off an Oakley miss. They can't get to their press as quick as you can get it in transition. So if they can capitalize on misses, have a more emphasis on moving the ball down the floor in transition here, they could chip away a lot more at this lead. We saw that three there. That was all from the miss and then getting through. Just need to find ways to get the ball on the other side of the court.
Marshall's second is good. She's 6 of 6 from the charity stripe tonight. 3:43 left to play here in the second quarter of action. Oakley holding a 29-5 lead. Handoff pass over to Rohr. Rohr fakes the pass across the floor, back over to Kieswetter. Kieswetter tries to drop it down into Rohr on the low block, and Rohr was just double-teamed, completely smothered on that pass. Now Kieswetter's there to intercept the pass. Nice ball hawking from her to have a heads-up play and tip that one out of bounds.
Hill City, the number one thing they could benefit here is making Oakley shoot and proving that they can shoot. All their shots really have just been down low here. If they can just force an outside shot, get a rebound, push it in transition, they're going to see a lot more success.
3:15 left to play here in the second. Kieswetter's got it in the front court. Coming off a high screen. A little bounce pass to Mock. Ball comes back over to Hart. Now back at the top of the key, Rohr. Now Mock's got it again. High screen. Pass tipped away. Transition for Solinsky, and an easy bucket laid in off the window. Solinsky up to 4 points. 2:45 left to play here in the second. Kieswetter breaks midcourt. In no hurry to get a shot off here. She has a bounce pass to Hart. Hart, little handoff to Rohr. Rohr in transition. Tries a runner underneath the basket. She's fouled in the act of shooting. That was a nice play design there from Hill City.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just attacked the middle. That's one thing they really haven't been trying to do. They're trying to shoot the three here to kind of chip away at this lead. If they can just drive inside, get a screen, run a pick and roll here, they're going to really be able to attack that middle on Oakley.
First free throw from Rohr is good. Second one clanks off the side of the rim for Rohr. Oakley running the floor. That pass batted away by Hill City. Ball in limbo. Oakley comes up with it. Johnson. Jump stop. Chucks it across the floor to Ritter. Dumps it inside. Hard off the glass. No good. Put back. No good again. The ball comes down to Harmon. Kieswetter's got it. Little head bob pass fake. Under some intense defense. Now bounce pass down low to Harmon, and that one no good off the glass, but showing some signs of promise there in the act of shooting underneath the basket. Oakley going to work underneath the basket. Marshall chucks one up and can't get it to go. Hill City will try to run the floor. Yet another turnover for this Hill City team, and they are just getting in a hurry, it seems like, as they work their way down the floor. Straightaway three rattles out for Johnson. and a jump ball underneath the basket. And there have been a lot of jump balls underneath the basket. Both of these teams have been very aggressive on the boards.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what I was talking about for Hill City is Oakley hasn't made a shot from beyond the arc yet. Force them to shoot threes, leave them open, make them prove a little bit that they can shoot, and then change their adjustments.
Inbound comes in, and no good off the glass. Hill City comes down with the board as they're kind of in trouble in their own half. Kieswetter, top of the key, bounce pass over to Harmon. Handoff pass to Rohr. Rohr tries to rip it away from Marshall, who was there to tie her up in that play. And now a bit of a discussion here at midcourt. And they're going to charge Marshall with the foul instead of calling a jump ball on that play. That's Marshall's first personal. And Hill City will have the ball on the sideline. Kieswetter not there to receive it. And that ball comes right off her kneecap. Jocelyn Ritter got a little bit too excited on that play. Her feet were moving a little bit quicker than the ball was, as that pass was batted out of bounds off her leg with 38.8 seconds left to play here in the second.
God, imagine if you're Hill City, you're going to want to take your time and just try to get some momentum here going into the break.
Bounce pass stolen away by Carmen. She chucks a full court pass. Now a spot up mid-range jumper is no good from Solinsky. Oakley comes down with the rebound. Carmen tries a three, no good. Kieswetter comes down with the rebound. Now 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot clock is dark. Kieswetter chucks it across the floor to Rohr. Back out to Kieswetter. Kieswetter tries a long three. That one no good off the glass. Rebound comes down to Rohr, who lays it in for an easy two. And that will bring us to the close of the first quarter of play. And what an interesting first half it was. The Plainsmen currently holding a 31-8 lead over Hill City.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a lot of credit to their defensive press here. They really do a good job trapping immediately. A lot of times teams, they wait to trap. That's what burns them. No, this Oakley squad, they're going immediately, and they're just applying so much pressure. They're smothering Hill City.
Well, we'll step aside for just a moment, about 10 minutes at halftime, and then we'll be back for the second half of action. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week.
The computer networking students take a variety of IT-related classes that help them get hands-on experience with managing and operating, designing, engineering, repairing, and maintaining computer network systems.
A lot of different organizations have IT and IT needs, and so our students really are well prepared to go out and help users on the network of these different organizations and companies and be able to make sure that they're connected and able to do what they need to do.
So our concentration is focused on cybersecurity, and at the undergrad level what we're really focused on is getting you the teams for Blue Team. And so we're trying to get you familiar with operating systems, including Windows and Linux. And then we're also going to get you in the networking side of things and focus in on the fundamentals of network security.
This program is preparing students for IA track, which is information assurance, and more hands-on track for technical skills.
So the digital media production and journalism program focuses on producing video, film, and news programming for, television, corporate video work, film, streaming media, and more. So we really give everyone a good hands-on approach to learning how to create good stories that are going to engage audiences and do it in a very artistic way.
Our concentration is the web and mobile application development concentration within the informatics degree program. And so I like to say we're all things web. All the services that you use on the web, our students are building, creating, architecting. Orchestrating, quickly tying together all of these experiences. And so what does that entail? What new skills does that require? And so that's what we're trying to add into our program right now to keep this field, what we do here at Fort Hays, relevant for our students.
At Fort Hays State University, our tourism and hospitality program offers a variety of enrollment options such as online, on-campus, or a hybrid of the two. As travel and tourism grows into one of the top industries in the world, our program provides you with valuable education and industry experience. With our accelerated 3-year program at an affordable price, you can get your degree in 3. Visit our website today to learn more.
The computer networking students take a variety of IT-related classes that help them get hands-on experience with managing and operating, designing, engineering, repairing, and maintaining computer network systems.
A lot of different organizations have IT and IT needs, and so our students really are well prepared to go out and help users on the network of these different organizations and companies and be able to make sure that they're connected and able to do what they need to do.
So our concentration is focused on cybersecurity. And at the undergrad level, what we're really focused on is getting you the teams for Blue Team. And so we're trying to get you familiar with operating systems, including Windows and Linux. And then we're also going to get you in the networking side of things and focus in on the fundamentals of network security.
This program is preparing students for IA track, which is information assurance, and more hands-on track for technical skills.
So the digital media production and journalism program focuses on producing video, film, and news programming for, television, corporate video work, film, streaming media, and more. So we really give everyone a good hands-on approach to learning how to create good stories that are going to engage audiences and do it in a very artistic way.
Our concentration is the web and mobile application development concentration within the informatics degree program. And so I like to say we're all things web. All the services that you use on the web, our students are building, creating, architecting. Orchestrating, quickly tying together all of these experiences. And so what does that entail? What new skills does that require? And so that's what we're trying to add into our program right now to keep this field, what we do here at Fort Hays, relevant for our students.
At Fort Hays State University, our tourism and hospitality program offers a variety of enrollment options such as online, on campus, or a hybrid of the two. As travel and tourism grows into one of the top industries in the world, our program provides you with valuable education and industry experience. With our accelerated 3-year program at an affordable price, you can get your degree in 3. Visit our website today to learn more.
We welcome you back to the second half of action. Eli Blankenship joined alongside me, Connor Adams, on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Keyswater will be called for a double dribble underneath the basket. Hill City really struggled in that first half of play, and it was really primarily brought to you by Oakley's full court press that they really just was really ruthless there in that first half of play.
Yeah, absolutely. They did such a good job at trapping it right in that corner.
A three-pointer from Marshall clanks off the rim. She's 0 for 4 from long range. Keyswater gets out of trouble just near midcourt. Rohr was there to pick up the pieces. And now a foul will be charged to Alexa Weiser. That's her third personal already here in the start of the third quarter. Keyswater makes a smart decision there to go ahead and just pass that into the backcourt to Rohr. Rohr. Little bounce pass into the corner to Mock. Back to Keyswater. Saw Keyswater and shoot the ball from long range. We've seen her do it. Rohr rips it across her body. Back over to Berland. Now it's fed inside to Harmon. Mock tries a straightaway three. It's batted away. Hill City still holding on to the basketball. Keyswater. Backs down her defender. Surveys the floor, trying to get rid of it. That pass tipped away and hits the hardwood hard. Man. That'll be a foul, looks like, on Mary Carmen.
Yeah,
that's her first personal.
At any time you're going to play a defense like Oakley does, and they're going to jump into everything, the best possible thing you can do is set a screen, kind of disrupt the flow of this defense. They're doing a good job staying in those denied positions, so just setting a screen and being able to get an open pass would be very beneficial for Hill City.
Keyswater inbounds it into the backcourt to Rohr. Rohr, little stop-and-go action. Tries a bounce pass underneath to Mock. Right idea from Rohr, just wasn't quite on line with her teammate Mock that was on a low block.
Yeah, absolutely, and if they could get those inside one-on-one looks, that's going to be really beneficial. Hill City, they have the size advantage on Oakley. If they can just attack down low, they could really chip away here.
6:26 left to play. Drive to the basket is good for Alexa Weiser to open up the scoring here in the second half. Alexa Weiser up to 14 points. 6:15 left to play. Rohr has it on her right hand, and she is fouled in the act of dribbling. This foul goes on the floor. That foul being charged to Chesney Marshall. That's her second. 13 foul of the quarter already with 6:12 left to play here in the third quarter. Roar. Over to Kieswetter. Kieswetter comes to face. Backing down her defender. That pass tipped off the kneecap of Solinsky. Solinsky running the floor. Tries to go coast to coast. It's no good off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Marshall. Marshall, little fadeaway jumper, no good. And a foul underneath the basket is called on Cameron Mock. That's her first personal. 5:48 left to play here in the third. Ball comes in bounds to Johnson. Now in the corner, Marshall, three ball, swirls out. Rebound pulled down by Harmon. 5:32 left to play here in the third. Little jab step from Roar, back across the floor to Mock. Kieswetter on the free throw line extended. Backs her way into the paint. Now on the keyhole jumper, Harmon, no good. Rebound pulled down by Roar, who was fouled in the act of shooting. That will send Roar to the free throw line to shoot two. Roar 1 of 2 on the night from the free throw line. Had an opportunity for a three-point play earlier in the game. Couldn't convert.
Well, okay, they're kind of backing away from this press that they're running just because they're up so big, but now this is a great opportunity for Hill City to push the ball down the floor, get an inside look, and they're getting away with these free throws here. If they could just keep stacking these consecutive points here, they're going to go on a run. They could really start to chip away.
Both free throws from Roar are good. 5:07 left to play here in the third. Pass inside is good, and a fadeaway jumper leaning away from contact. Bryn Johnson, a smooth finish at the rim. 35-10 is the lead for the Plainsmen. 4:53 left to play. Roar, little stop and go action. Now she's got on the 45. Handoff pass over to Minim. Minium tries a three and knocks it down.
Well, there it is. It's just those quality open shots that Hill City, they've kind of been lacking in creating. Now, if they can just keep getting balls to their shooter, especially Minim, who leads the team in points per game, get her active, they're going to be much better offensively.
Keyhole jumper rims out from Carmen, and another try from mid-range is good for Marshall. Marshall works her way into double digits with 10 points. 4:13 left to play here in the third. Driving to the basket, Minium, who is called for the charge. As she kind of shimmied her way into the paint. And there to stop her up underneath the basket was an Oakley Plainsman. That's Minium's third personal. Marshall back across the floor over to Solinsky. Bounce pass over to Carmen. Now in the corner, Marshall tries to slip that pass inside, and Hill City was able to snuff that one out quite well. Minium brings it across her body to her left hand. Attacks into the paint. That pass stripped away by Marshall. Marshall breaks the timeline. Short pass over to Johnson underneath the basket and one. Brecken Solinsky lays it in for two.
One thing I've been really impressed about Oakley is their ability to finish through contact down low. They've had multiple opportunities like that, and they've capitalized off of it on a one-on-one matchup. They're not afraid to go up with the ball and get fouled, and they're a good contact finishing team.
That foul goes on Eva Hart. That's her third personal, or her first personal. Hill City's fourth of the quarter. Brecken Solinsky converts on the old-fashioned three-point play. And Taylor Schneider checks into the game for Hill City. Minium. She's got it on the left wing. Goes behind her back. Kicks it back out. Hart's got it in the corner. Throws a pass over her head. And Schneider, going to work there on the low block, was unable to receive that pass. That ball tipped out of bounds by the Plainsmen. It'll stay with Hill City. 3:05 left to play here in the third. Oakley leading it 40-13. Ball comes in for Minium. That pass tipped away and stolen by Oakley. Solinsky running the floor. In transition, tries to go coast to coast. The dump pass down low is tipped out of bounds by the Ringnecks. Oakley on the inbound. Weiser couldn't get the first one to go. Tries it again and gets it to go. Weiser 8 of 11 from the floor tonight. Excuse me, that's 8 of 12 from the floor tonight with 16 points.
She's really just been the difference maker for Oakley here. And it's a credit to her down low finishing. They love to either get her on a pick and roll or also just the steal. That she's such a good defender as well.
Stolen away. Oakley running the other way with it. France, coast to coast is good. Finley France up to 3 points. 2:20 left to play here in the third. Oakley has this one well in hand at 44-13. Hill City. It's Minium. Tries to carve her way into the paint. And now an offensive foul called on Hill City. They charge number 13. That's Taylor Schneider, her first personal. .203 left to play here in the third, and a pretty big substitution here from Hill City. 3 check in, another 3 check out. Now Haley Brockelman with it. That pass tipped and recovered by Carmen. Bounce pass inside from Weiser's tipped away, and Rohr's got it. Rohr breaks the timeline, slows things up a little bit. He's got it on the 45. Mock swings it across the floor. Minium. Minium spins her way into the paint. Picks up her dribble, kicks it back out. 3 ball, clanks off the side of the rim from Berland. And now a tie up under the basket. It'll be Oakley basketball. .115 left to play here in the third. Weiser fires it across the floor over to Solinsky. And Kieswetter was there to reject a shot underneath the basket, but got a little bit more than just the ball on that play. She's charged with the foul. That's her second personal. That sends France to the free throw line. The 5th team foul of the quarter on the Ringnecks. That'll put the home Oakley Plainsmen into the bonus. 2 of 2 from France for the free throw line. She's 3 of 4 from the stripe on the night. She sits at 5 points. Minium swings it across the floor over to Rohr. Rohr off her right hand. Pulls it back out a little bit. She stands in the front court. Over to Kieswetter. 15 on the shot clock. Minium. Face guarded by Carmen. Minium attacks into the paint, chucks one up off the glass. It's no good. Pass from Weiser over to Brockelman. Back over to Carmen. Corner 3 is a fake from Weiser, and now a tie-up off the loose ball. Possession arrow with the Ringnecks.
Yeah, and Hill City, they have the right idea on their last possession to go high post, and then when that doesn't work, if that's covered, to come up with the screen. I would like to see Minim kind of take that screen and drive in, really challenge this Oakley defense down low.
5 seconds to shoot here to end out the third quarter. And a last-ditch effort from Rohr is blocked, smothered, and ends the third quarter of play. 8 more minutes left to play when the fourth quarter of action is underway when we come back on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Welcome you back here in Oakley, Kansas on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Just a reminder, following the girls' game, we'll have the guys' game moments after that, about 20 minutes or so after the guys are warmed up. We'll have the guys' game underway after that game, after this game is concluded. So be sure to stick around for the guys' game after this one is all wrapped up. An early turnover from the Plainsmen means the ball belongs to the Ringnecks for the time being. In the corner's heart, Minium steps into a three, and that one clanks off the front of the rim. It's pulled down by Krotz. Full court pass in transition, clanks off the back of the rim, and Minium rips down the rebound. Minium slithers her way into the paint, and a blocking foul called on Alexa Weiser. That'll be her fourth personal.
They had the right idea there of driving inside. That's one thing they're just not doing right now, is taking it to the paint, and this time they end up going. They're going to get fouled here. This is a great opportunity for them to really build on some success here, which is their free throw shooting, and they've also just, if they can just keep driving in piece away, you can definitely come away with some positives here.
Stand corrected. That foul was charged to Madeline Krotz. The miscue on my part. I misunderstood what the baseline official was signaling over to his head official. 1 of 2 at the line for Minim. She sits at 6 points. Mid-range jumper is good for Brockelman. Brockelman, the freshman, finds her way into the scoring column. 6 minutes left to play. A running clock here in the fourth quarter. A jump stop from Minim is thrown away. It'll be Plainsmen basketball. Brockelman's got it. Across the floor to Johnson. Back across the floor to Kuhlman, who's kind of trapped up underneath the corner, and Krotz has a nice little turnaround jumper that goes in for 2.
And again, it's the contact finishing down low for Oakley. That's really what's put them ahead, is their ability to shoot while contested.
Minium breaks the timeline, throws it back across the floor to Harmon. Minium, little dribble drive, kick out to Hart, who chucks up a 3, planks off the rim, rebound comes down to Schneider. And now a jump ball called underneath the basket. Hill City holds on to the basketball.
Well, the right idea there for Hart there to shoot that an open shot. That's exactly what Hill City needs, is just start taking open shots and just keep the ball in their hands and try to get something going.
4:45 left to play, and a little roller into the basket is good for Sabri Rohr. She's up to 7 points for Hill City. That pass batted up into the air, and the ball will stay with Oakley. Ritter on the far sideline. Chucks it in bounds to Brokelman. Brokelman on the baseline. Bounce pass back to Ritter. She has a stop and pop that's pure. Ritter finds her way into the scoring column. Mock tries a three from the corner. That one clanks off the front of the rim and is pulled down by Krotz. Brokelman, full court pass underneath to Johnson. Johnson loses it. It comes back out to Brokelman. Johnson's got it top of the key. She's trapped up. Pass underneath to Ritter and one. Count the bucket. .335 left to play here in the fourth quarter as we have a running clock. And Jocelyn Ritter has an opportunity to convert on the old-fashioned three-point play. Ritter's free throw's pure. She's up to 5 points. Full court pass. Mock's got it in the short corner. Little baseline drive as she drives in on Krotz as it's punched out of bounds by the Plainsmen. 3:05 left to play here in the fourth. Minium. Inbound from the baseline, gets it into Rohr. Rohr a little jab step. She's trapped up by her own teammate Minium and got kind of clogged up there on the near sideline. Another line change for Hill City. 2:45 left to play here in the fourth. Hard on the inbound on the near sideline.
A warning, I think she was a little too close there. That narrow kind of inbound line there it's a tight squeeze.
And Rohr is stopped up as she takes a tumble to the hardwood. That foul being charged to Johnson, a blocking foul on her. That's her first personal. Second team foul of the quarter, and they'll try it again here on the near sideline. Ball comes in from Hart. As Rohr's got it in the front court. Rohr off the high screen. Throws it across the floor. Hart's got it in the corner. Back over to Ashmore. Hart from the corner. 15 to shoot. Double team on Hart. That pass stolen away by Johnson. Brokelman in transition. Coast to coast is good for Brokelman. Brokelman up to 4 points herself on the night. Well, bounce pass from Rohr over to Ashmore. Arman's got it. Back across the Rohr. She chucks up a three as it wedges off the side of the rim. Little dump pass inside to Krotz. Krotz chucks it up and can't get it to go. And another jump ball underneath the basket for Ashmore. Possession arrow belongs to Oakley. Under a minute left to play, 35 seconds to be exact here in the fourth. Inbound comes into Krotz. Her short jump underneath the basket's no good. Back out to Krotz. She tries her luck again. Can't get it to go off the glass. And a whistle and a foul underneath the basket as Johnson goes up with it. And correction, that was Ritter on the shot. Foul charge to Eva Hart. And Ritter knocks down the first. 0.7 seconds left to play, so time will expire after these two free throws as she knocks down her second. Ball comes in bounds, and that'll do it. Oakley taking care of business. Final score 59-16. We'll step aside for just a moment until the start of the men's game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Live from Oakley, Kansas for the boys game, it's the Oakley Plainsmen taking on the Hill City Ringnecks in area game of the week action. I'm Eli Blankenship, joined alongside me, Connor Adams. Thank you one and all for tuning in to Tiger Media Network's area game of the week. Chance Lowry stands toe-to-toe with Vincent Zoner for the tip. Zoner comes away with the tip, and Hill City will start with the rock. Chase Bell's got it in the front court. Fires it across the floor over to Kieswetter. Bounce pass on the baseline, Zoner. Will hand off Harmon. Back to Kieswetter, inside, spin around jumper for Mock is good.
I was very interested to see how Oakley was going to come out, and they did. They came out in a 2-3 zone. They're going to trap in that short corner. Hill City, they love to get the ball to Vincent Zoner.
Nancy, a full court pass is way out of bounds. We got to see him during basketball season, during football season, a very talented running back himself. Kind of the heart and soul of that Oakley offense. We saw them take on Sylvan Lucas in week 9 action. Harmon's got the rock, he breaks the timeline. Calls for a screen. Ball goes over to Kieswetter in the left wing. Now inside to Zoner. Back into Zoner. Zoner spin around jumper is no good off the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Harmon. And the ball stays with the Ringnecks. Hill City still holds that 2-0 lead. Just under 7 left to play. Corner 3 ball for the Ringnecks. That was Chase Bell on that attempted 3, no good. Oakley trying their hand at their own offensive possession now. Left wing Beal. Fink from way downtown as it drops in. Wow, what a shooter's roll for Easton Fink. He launched that one from the next county.
Absolutely. Now you got to make the adjustment here. You have to be able to pressure up. If they're going to shoot those deep threes like that, got to be able to rotate and get a hand in that offensive shooter's face every time.
6:25 left to play here in the first quarter. Hill City's got the inbound. Oakley applying a little bit of pressure here. Full court until the ball kind of came in, and now they'll lay off a little bit. Chase Bell across the floor to Kieswetter. Drops it inside to Zoner. Zoner spin around jumper. No good off the glass. The putback is good for Zoner. Nice glass cleaning there from Vincent Zoner. Full court pressure now from the Ringnecks. Full court pass over to Mancia underneath the basket. Mancia pump fake. Throws one up. No good off the glass. And it's tipped out of bounds off the Ringnecks.
Well, we're seeing a lot like we did in that girls game earlier in the window with the amount of traps that's open. That really takes away a lot because you do have to make a full court heave to get it to an open offensive player there. So now you really got to make an adjustment of bringing players closer to the ball handler so you don't have to make those longer cross-court passes.
Hill City holds a 1-point lead. 5:54 left to play here in the first quarter, That pass flies out of bounds, and Chase Bell was trying to track it down. He was unable to do so as the ball stays with the Plainsmen. Mancia, stop and pop from way downtown is no good off the side of the rim.
Oakley, they have the right idea there. Is Hill City, they're sitting in a 2-3 zone, so take advantage of an open space beyond the arc.
Bell in the corner. Now it's chucked inside Zoner. Kieswetter's got it on the right 45. All the way across the floor, Bell. Bounce pass inside, Zoner, turnaround jumper, no good as it swirls off the rim. Rebound pulled down by the Plainsmen. Mancia. Now a baseline drive from the Plainsmen. Looks like he may have stepped out of bounds. That was Carter Solinsky on the drive. He's another one of those guys that we saw during football season, a very talented athlete himself. Kieswetter is charged with a foul, the first foul of the quarter from either squad. Now Mancia looks for the inbound into Solinsky. Solinsky, pump fake. Back across the floor, Fink. Drops it inside the keyhole, back out to Fink. He tries a three and nails it. What a shot from Easton Fink. He's 2 of 2 to start the night from long range. Pass back outside. Kieswetter steps into a three. Does he have the answer? Yes, he does. Wow, what a shot from the big man.
Well, trading back and forth now, this is an opportunity for both teams to really take advantage of some sloppy defense after a high offensive production.
6-7 in favor of the Hill City Ringnecks. It is a back and forth one so far. 4:46 left to play here in the first quarter. Mancia stands on the baseline as he is ready to throw this one back in bounds. Foul charge to Zoner on that play, and that three ball from Solinsky well off the mark. Kieswetter brings it across the timeline. Back to Bell. Kieswetter drops it inside. Bell, Kieswetter, a little triangle passing going on here between the Ringnecks. Spin around jumper inside the paint. Clanks off the rim for Mock, and we've seen them kind of live inside the mid-range there for the Ringnecks so far tonight. Solinsky's got on the left wing. High screen, kicks it across the floor. Mancia, 20 to shoot on the shot clock. Fink's got it in the front court. Off the high screen. Short pass over to Solinsky. Solinsky rips it across his body. Back out to Mancia. Mancia, a little separation from Bell. Now it's Fink, 5 to shoot. Steps to his side, chucks up a three. It clanks off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled down by the Plainsmen. That ball goes out of bounds, and the ball remains with the Ringnecks.
Well, Hill City, they opened up in that 2-3 zone, and now because of the three-pointers there that Oakley's really been able to connect with, they switch out. They're going to rely more on their man defense now.
We apologize, folks. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with our scoreboard right at the moment as Mock drops one in for two. Should be able to get that fixed in the next stoppage of play. Fink chucks up a three, and he buries it. Easton Fink, 3 of 4 from long range. He's got 9 points to start the night. In transition underneath the basket. That pass ripped away, and a jump ball underneath the basket. Possession arrow belongs to Oakley. 3:17 left to play. We're level at 9s. Oakley on the inbound. They throw the ball up floor. It's Fink. Fink is trapped up. And another jump ball after an aggressive play there from Hill City.
Interested to really see how Hill City is going to come out offensively. You mentioned Eli. They're loving the mid-range opportunities. They got to get guys like Vincent Zonner a little bit more active.
In the corner, it's Bell. Back across the floor. Bell still with it, chucks it across. Kieswetter steps into a three and connects. It has been a three-point shootout tonight. Hill City has a three-point lead. Oakley breaks the Hill City press. Down low, scoop to the hoop is no good, and a foul on Hill City.
Well, Oakley, they're going to start attacking down low. That's exactly what they need to do here is just attack these posts here. This is a really tough, duo here with Zonner and Kieswetter down low. So if you can keep getting those guys in foul trouble a little bit, really going to be able to open up and expand your free throw shooting.
Solinsky checks back into the game for Oakley. And Kuhlman stands at the free throw line for Oakley. He misses his second. Ball goes out of play as it belongs to the Ringnecks. Kieswetter brings the ball inbounds to Harmon. Harmon breaks the timeline. Pass across the floor, Mox. Step inside the arc for a mid-range jumper, no good. Another jump ball, and Oakley has the possession arrow.
A lot of physical action down low. Both these squads, they love just swiping towards the ball. Interested to see if Oakley's going to get their three-point shooting a little bit more active, as they haven't really shot a lot of threes since those couple.
And Fink looked to throw a pass down low, and it just seems like he wasn't quite on the same page with his teammate, as that pass just is completely off the mark. Ball comes back to Hill City. Harmon in some trouble, chucks it across the floor. It's tipped out of bounds by Hill City, and excuse me, by Oakley, and they kind of got bailed out there on that one, as they were about to have a backcourt violation on that one. Or excuse me, a 10-second violation as they tried to get across the floor. Pass comes in, bounds to Bell underneath the basket for an easy bucket. Vincent Zoner plays it in for two. He's up to 4 points.
That was a nice find there from Bell, too. That's not an easy pass to make with his momentum carrying towards that baseline.
Fink's got it in the corner. Back across the floor, Solinsky. Beal surveys the floor, comes off the high screen, chucks it down low, and that pass offline. As Hill City still holds on to that 4-point lead, 1:37 left to play here in the first. Kieswetter. Short pass inbound to Harmon. Now Zoner's got it in transition. He holds it up. Bell in the left corner. Back to Bell. Kieswetter in the front court. Back across Bell. Inside. Mid-range jumper from the joint is pure from Kaysen Mock.
Hill City, they're really just capitalizing, making their open shots right in that mid-range. That's why they're up by 6 here, 16-10.
Fink now from the free throw line extended. Kicks it back out. Mid-range jumper from Oakley. That was Carson Beal on the shot attempt. No good. He misses his first attempt from the field. Full court pass in transition. Throws one up. It's blocked. Excellent transition defense there from Oakley. And Oakley tries their share at running the floor, and it's going right back the other direction.
Yeah, Oakley, they're just not communicating as much as they should offensively here. It's a lot of kind of lackluster passes. They're throwing or projecting. Overall, this Hill City defense is really holding it down.
Another full court pass. Hill City basketball is the verdict.
Zoner, he could have argued for a foul there. He did the right thing by staying patient here. I still think they're wanting to get him a little bit more active. I want to get him a little bit more involved in that mid-range shot.
That pass blocked, or shot blocked, excuse me, from Kieswetter. Oakley now running the floor. Fink steps into a three, and that one clanks off the back of the rim. Rare miss there from Easton Fink, as he's shooting 3 of 4 from long range so far to start this one. Correction, that's 3 of 5 after that shot. Pass stolen away by Fink. Fink in transition. Bell right behind him, and Fink lays it in easily off the glass. Fink, first score into double figures with 12. Full court pass. Under a second left to shoot it. Solinsky chucks up a full court shot, and that brings us to the close of the first quarter of play. Hill City leads it by 4 on the road. They lead it 16-12 at the end of the first quarter. When we come back, the second quarter of action on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. welcome you back here in Oakley, Kansas. We've got our score bug working, folks. As you can see, Hill City has an early into the first quarter lead. They lead at 16-12 here at the start of the second. 7:50 left to play here in the second quarter. Hill City tries to chuck one up. Vincent Zoner couldn't get the first one to go. His putback also no good, and the rebound pulled down by Mock. He throws another one up, and he's fouled. That offensive rebounding from Hill City is very, very evident here, and that seems to have been so far the difference maker.
Yeah, and it's really credit to Hill City's size advantage they have over Oakley. Anytime you can dominate and understand it, getting second chance opportunities, one of the biggest keys to a basketball game, especially at the high school level here. If you can keep stacking offensive rebounds, be more intense than the other team, and get to the free throw line like this, a lot of times you get an offensive rebound, you go back up, you're at the free throw line.
2 of 2 for Mock from the free throw line. Now a little give and go pass is good for Oakley as they have the answer going the other direction. Carson Beal finds his way onto the scoring column. 18-14, Hill City lead. In the corner, Kieswetter. Back out, steps into a three. Haynes can't get it to roll in. Rebound pulled down by Mock, who tries to chuck it up again. He couldn't convert on the 2-point shot underneath, but he's fouled once again as he will take another trip to the free throw line. That foul being charged to Carter Solinsky. That's his first.
And it's just, again, it's those offensive rebounds down low. Hill City, they're just being the more physical team down low. And a lot of credit here to Vincent Zoner and also to Kieswetter there. They're really just boxing out well. It's really showing discipline. This is a very well-coached team.
Oh of 2 from the free throw line for Mock. So he went 2 of 2 on his first trip and went 0 of 2 on his second trip. He's 2 of 4 so far on the night from the free throw line. He's got 8 points, leading the Ringnecks in scoring. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be with Oakley as Carson Beal stands on the near sideline to chuck it in bounds. Under 7 left to play. Solinsky back across the floor, Fink. Solinsky guarded by Kieswetter off the high screen, drops it down low to Beal. Beal spinning around the short corner, and he throws that one away straight into the hands of a Ringneck. Kieswetter back across the floor. Kieswetter directing traffic. In the corner, drops it inside to Mock, who is fouled in the act of shooting, and Mock once again will go right back to the free throw line. That is 3 straight trips to the free throw line for Case and Mock.
And if you're Oakley right now, you really have to make an adjustment here. If you're David Hubert, head coach for the Plainsmen, you absolutely have got to make an adjustment to stay straight up down low. They're dominating through free throws right now. Take away all their free throw opportunities, this is probably only a 1-point ball game.
Two of 2 from the free throw line for Case and Mock. He has attempted all 6 of Hill City's free throws. Mancia pulls up from long range as it clanks off the back iron, goes out of bounds in favor of the Ringnecks. Hill City lines up in a straight line. Kieswetter ready to throw it in bounds. Bounce pass comes into play to Mock. Mock runs the floor. Now handoff pass to Harmon. Kieswetter drops it inside. Zoner going to work. Spinning around, fadeaway jumper, and he walked on that play. He'll get called for the travel.
Kind of a rare turnover there from Hill City, especially from a guy like Vincent Zoner. He's really and truly our main offensive production here. He leads the team in points per game, and overall it's kind of a rare miss from him, but what a game here from Mock.
Spinning around the paint, Lowry. Some of the first of, really, we've seen him. Now a jump ball underneath the basket in favor of Oakley. Van Eaton on the inbound. Chucks it in play. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Hill City.
Hill City, they're really just kind of taking control of this game, and it's their credit to their inbound play here. They keep Zahner back, and they always cut one down so they can get a drop off to him.
In transition, steps into a three. It clanks off the side of the rim. Fink runs the floor. In transition, throws one up, and a foul is called on the Ringnecks. A little bit of a dose of their own medicine there, after it seems like Hill City's been living at the free throw line. Foul goes on Harmon. That's his first personal. Fink knocks down his first free throw. He leads Oakley in scoring right now with 12 points. Second free throw, no good. Now Haynes has got it. He throws it across the floor over to Harmon. That pass tipped away. Kieswetter's there to receive it. Now it's Zoner from the elbow who knocks it down.
Well, in Oakley, they got to get Fink going a little bit more from beyond the arc. He's already showed how good of a shooter he is. If they could just get him open from the three-point line, to really start to chip away here.
7-point Hill City lead. Fink pulls up from long range, and he clanks off the iron. Rebound pulled down by Kuhlman. He tries to chuck up one and can't get it to go. Hill City really starting to take command of this game. Mid-range short corner jumper, no good. It's hauled in by Haynes in the corner. Feeds it back inside. Mock lays it in for two. Timeout Oakley. It's a 9-point Ringneck lead. We'll step aside for just a moment. Hill City leads at 24-25 on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Welcome you back here in Oakley, Kansas. Hill City holding a 9-point lead over the Oakley Plainsmen. That pass stolen away. Mock in transition, lays it in off the window for another easy two. He's up to 14 and leads all scorers. 4:25 left to play. Hill City now with an 11-point lead. Fink kicks it back out. He's got Beal. Fink thought about a three, pump fake, chucks one up. It's way off the backboard as he can't connect. Beal drops it inside. He's got Kuhlman. Back out Fink. Mancia trying to spread the floor. Comes back out to Mancia on the right wing. Receives the pass from Fink. 3 to shoot. Got to throw one up. He throws one up and leans into the contact. He got the foul. A good heads-up play there from Manuel Mancia.
So, and you've got to be careful there if you're Hill City and have a little bit better of the closeout discipline. You know he's going to shoot it from there, and it's not a very quality shot there. Instead, you take a step back, put your hands straight up instead of jumping into him. Very rare that he's going to make that shot, even if he's open, just given on the, the footwork and his square up to the basket. So now, if you're Hill City on this next possession here, this is a tough 3 free throws. If you can put all these in, if you're Hill City, you just space the floor a little bit better. Keep doing what you're doing.
Mancia's first free throw. Swirls in and out. He's still got 2 more free throws to take. As I mentioned, just Such a heads-up play there from Mancia to realize he had to get the shot off. He leaned into that contact really well.
Absolutely, and that's one of those classic things when a shot clock is going down. You throw one up, and it's a very good job. Like you said, very good play by him to lean into that contact. Most players would fade away, trying to get the shot uncontested there. By the time he realizes there's 2 seconds left, go into the contact, try to draw the foul rather than trying to make that 3.
0 of 3 from the free throw line for Mancia. All of them were online, but just got unlucky there with the rolls off the rim. Fink is charged with a foul. He was diving for a loose ball. Hill City will keep the basketball here on the near sideline. Now Oakley has 4 team fouls. Bell, he's got the rock, rips it across his body, breaks the 10-second line. Guarded closely by Fink. Kieswetter, he's got it on the left free throw line extended. Calls Mock to flash up. Back over to Kieswetter. Bell. Over to Haynes. All the way back across. Kieswetter tried to drop it inside to Zoner. But the pass tipped away by the Plainsmen. It'll stay with the Ringnecks, but they've only got 9 to shoot on the shot clock.
So you got to just throw one kind of up in the middle for Zoner here. I think it's got to go to him. He's going to take a nice mid-range.
3:24 left to play here in the second. Kieswetter brings it in play to Bell. Now inside, Zoner whirls it in. Wow, what a shot from Zoner. Zoner's up to 8 points on the night. Fink chucks it into the elbow to Lowry. Left wing Beal. Back up high to Fink. Allison. Fink steps into a 3, can't connect, and Zoner pulls down the rebound. Bell, pump fake from him. Now a long 3 from Kieswetter, and he can't connect. Fink carving in on Bell. Now a long 3 is good from Carson Beal. Oakley needed that score big time as they trail it by 10. Bell. Across the floor to Kieswetter. Haynes steps into a 3. That one off the mark as it clanks off to the side. In transition, ball tipped out of bounds off Hill City. It'll stay with Oakley.
Well, that's a really good case of when players like Zoner, who comes in at 6'5", when he's flying down the lane, you cannot just throw a skip pass over to the other side. He's going to deflect it there. And again, it's just nice hustle there from Hill City to get back.
Oakley's got it on the baseline. Beal. Overhand pass into Solinsky. Solinsky stands on the right wing, chucks it inside to Kuhlman. And he's whacked underneath the basket. That'll be team foul number 3 on the Ringnecks. That foul being charged to Kason Mock. That's his second. Ball comes high and bounds to Allison. Over to Solinsky. Solinsky spreading the floor, directing traffic. He throws it across the floor, Beal. Beal's got it in the corner. Back up to Solinsky. Hard pass over to Allison. Back over to Solinsky. 15 on the shot clock. Solinsky thought about a straightaway 3. Drops it inside, and he is just getting clobbered on the elbow. And they'll call a foul on number 24. That's Blake Harmon. That's his second personal.
Well, head coach David Hubert for Oakley was just yelling here, move the ball, trying to just get some kind of ball movement. They looked really stale in this possession here. To just move around, pick apart this Hill City defense, make them earn it.
1:23 left to play here in the second. Pass comes underneath to Kuhlman, and he's fouled in the act of shooting. Hill City faithful can't believe it.
They were arguing that it was a travel when he came down. You got to remember, it's only a travel if you have possession of the ball. That ball clearly bobbling in his hands when he came down. Then he gets possession, goes back up, gets the foul.
That foul being penalized to Chase Bell. He picks up his first personal. First free throw is well short off the front of the rim from Jonah Kuhlman. Went 1 of 2 on his first trip to the free throw line. This time he does the exact same and splits a pair. Oakley trails it by 9, 28-19, 1:12 left to play here in the second. That pass off the mark. Recovered by the Ringnecks. Now Solinsky running the floor. In transition, throws it up. That pass, that shot kind of tipped before he got a chance to throw it up. And Kuhlman tried for the second chance bucket and gets whacked again. He'll go right back to the free throw line.
Well, it was actually a pretty tough spill there from Bell, but also on that last possession there, if you're open, you got to take that three instead of throwing it into traffic there. It's a game right now. You're controlling, the pace of this game, but also Oakley, they're going to try to fly down the court, lay stuff up. They want to really speed this game up back to their tempo so they can be able to come back here down 8.
1 minute left to play here in the second quarter. 28-20 the score. After that missed free throw from Jonah Kuhlman. Kieswetter, across the floor, Bell, back to Kieswetter. Harmon, he's got on the left wing. Front court, Kieswetter, drops it inside, back out to Bell. Good ball movement here from the Ringnecks, and that converts into a mid-range jumper for Vincent Zoner. Zoner breaks into double digits. Solinsky fires up a 3, you betcha! He swirls it in for 3. 22 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 7 points, Hill City lead. Left wing, Kieswetter. He jabs, kicks it inside. Zoner under the basket. He tries to throw one up, can't get it to go. Goes out of bounds off the Ringnecks. 0.8 seconds left to play here in the second quarter after the missed attempt from Zoner. Full court pass. And it came in bounds. It didn't go out of bounds in time for there to be any time left on the clock. That'll do it for the first half of action. Hill City leads it by 7, 30-23, and wow, what a first half of play. It was kind of back and forth there in that first quarter, and then second quarter, Hill City started to kind of run away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're controlling the tempo of this game. They're going at their pace. What Oakley has to do, have a little bit more defensive identity here. I'd like to see them start running a little bit more traps. They open the game up running those traps to get back into that rhythm. They should be able to come back, make this as even of a game as it was in that first quarter.
10-minute halftime, and then we'll be right back with the second half of action. Don't go anywhere. We've got a good one on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week.
The computer networking students take a variety of IT-related classes that help them get hands-on experience with managing and operating, designing, engineering, repairing, and maintaining computer network systems.
A lot of different organizations have IT and IT needs, and so our students really are well prepared to go out and help users on the network of these different organizations and companies and be able to make sure that they're connected and able to do what they need to do.
So our concentration is focused on cybersecurity. And at the undergrad level, what we're really focused on is getting you the teams for Blue Team. And so we're trying to get you familiar with operating systems, including Windows and Linux. And then we're also going to get you in the networking side of things and focus in on the fundamentals of network security.
This program is preparing students for IA track, which is information assurance, and more hands-on track for technical skills.
So the digital media production and journalism program focuses on producing video, film, and news programming for television, corporate video work, film, streaming media, and more. So we really give everyone a good hands-on approach to learning how to create good stories that are going to engage audiences and do it in a very artistic way.
Our concentration is the web and mobile application development concentration within the informatics degree program. And so I like to say we're all things web. All the services that you use on the web, our students are building, creating, architecting. Orchestrating, quickly tying together all of these experiences. And so what does that entail? What new skills does that require? And so that's what we're trying to add into our program right now to keep this field, what we do here at Fort Hays, relevant for our students.
At Fort Hays State University, our tourism and hospitality program offers a variety of enrollment options such as online, on-campus, or a hybrid of the two. As travel and tourism grows into one of the top industries in the world, our program provides you with valuable education and industry experience. With our accelerated 3-year program at an affordable price, you can get your degree in 3. Visit our website today to learn more.
The computer networking students take a variety of IT-related classes that help them get hands-on experience with managing and operating, designing, engineering, repairing, and maintaining computer network systems.
A lot of different organizations have IT and IT needs, and so our students really are well prepared to go out and help users on the network of these different organizations and companies and be able to make sure that they're connected and able to do what they need to do.
So our concentration is focused on cybersecurity. And at the undergrad level, what we're really focused on is getting you the teams for Blue Team. And so we're trying to get you familiar with operating systems, including Windows and Linux. And then we're also going to get you in the networking side of things and focus in on the fundamentals of network security.
This program is preparing students for IA track, which is information assurance, and more hands-on track for technical skills.
So the digital media production and journalism program focuses on producing video, film, and news programming for television, corporate video work, film, streaming media, and more. So we really give everyone a good hands-on approach to learning how to create good stories that are going to engage audiences and do it in a very artistic way.
Our concentration is the web and mobile application development concentration within the informatics degree program. And so I like to say we're all things web. All the services that you use on the web, our students are building, creating, architecting. So orchestrating, quickly tying together all of these experiences. And so what does that entail? What new skills does that require? And so that's what we're trying to add into our program right now to keep this field, what we do here at Fort Hays, relevant for our students.
At Fort Hays State University, our tourism and hospitality program offers a variety of enrollment options such as online, on campus, or a hybrid of the two. As travel and tourism grows into one of the top industries in the world, our program provides you with valuable education and industry experience. With our accelerated 3-year program at an affordable price, you can get your degree in 3. Visit our website today to learn more.
We welcome you back to Oakley, Kansas for the second half of action. Hill City has a 7-point lead. A fresh 8 minutes on the clock. I'm Eli Blankenship, joined alongside me, Connor Adams. Thank you one and all for tuning in to Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Zoner kicks it back out to his teammate in Harmon, who tries a 3 as it clanks off the back of the rim. Long rebound comes down to the Ringnecks. Spin around jumper, Zoner can't get it to roll in. Rebound pulled back down by the Ringnecks, and Mock, who is foul on his way up.
Mock, he's really shot a lot of free throws. Most of his points coming from that charity strike. So overall, if you're Oakley, you really have to put an emphasis on not fouling. If those fouls stack up, especially in this second half, in a late game situation like this, you could be dealing with foul management.
Foul charge to Manuel Mancia, his first personal. Mock misses his first. 4 of 6 from the free throw line before that attempt. His second one also clanks off. Put back no good from Zoner. Mancia carves in with his right hand. Little no-look pass underneath. Solinsky thought about a 3, pump fake, steps into one, nails it! Carter Solinsky has been pretty consistent from three-point range tonight. 2 of 2 from long range with 6 points. Ball fed in low to Mock. He chucks one up and is fouled. 6:48 left to play here in the third. Foul charge to Carson Beal.
Again, Mock at that free throw line. He's really lived there so far here tonight. But I want to give a little credit to Vincent Zoner there. He grew up. He gave him a second chance opportunity, really. Him and Keyswetter have really been doing a good job getting Hill City those second chance opportunities. That's really partial why they're up 31-26.
Mock knocks down at Ed Pear. He's 6 of 10 from the free throw line tonight. 6:42 left to play here in the third. 32-26 is the Hill City lead. Spinning around underneath the basket is Lowry. That shot can't connect. Rebound pulled down by the Ringnecks. In the keyhole, spot up jumper from Harmon's no good. Rebound pulled down by Zahner, who lays it in for two. Zoner has been excellent on the boards tonight. That second chance bucket there from him, a crucial one. Solinsky tries his luck at another three. He has his first long-range miss of the night, and Lowry can't pick up the trash underneath. Bell, bounce pass, Zahner, mid-range jumper, clanks off the back iron.
Yeah, and I know they just missed shot there. I love the off-ball movement from Hill City there. They're about all 5 guys were rotating out, left Zahner with a wide-open shot.
Fink, step back three is good. Wow, what a shot from him. That one was straight cheddar. "15 points from Fink on the night. They're slowly chipping away at this Hill City lead. That ball turned over and Oakley running the other way with it. 5:15 left to play here in the third. Baseline drive from Solinsky. He's fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll take a trip to the charity stripe. Plainsmen trail it by 5. 5:11 left to play here in the third. That foul charged to number 3. In Kaysen Mock. That's his third personal. That's something they've got to keep an eye on. A 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. Here in the third quarter of action. This Oakley team starting to kind of storm back here in the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, they are, and that defensive intensity has really, upped these last couple possessions here. They're doing a good job capitalizing off Hill City, not being able to score without the free throw. And also, it's just getting active shooters open here, and guys like Fink really have been just heating up from beyond the arc. If they can keep getting him the ball, should really be up in success, but also start feeding your bigs a little bit more.
Fink knocked down his first 3 three-point attempts of the game and then went pretty cold and quiet from long range, and just now finally clanking one in. He's 4 of 8 from long range tonight, shooting 50% from beyond the arc. That's pretty good average there for him. Solinsky's first is no good off the back iron, and that's something that this Oakley team has got to do, is knock down those free throws. That's a good way to start chipping away at a lead like this. Solinsky's second is good. Oakley 6 of 14 from the free throw line tonight. They've really struggled. Kieswetter drives in off his right hand, off the high screen from the high post, and a jump ball call. Possession arrow belongs to the Plainsmen. I didn't think that ball was in the possession of the both of them for long enough for them to call that a jump ball, but I don't know. Did you have a better angle on that, Connor?
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of times these officials, especially at the high school level, they're more tending to call jump balls earlier just because they don't want to have a bunch of unnecessary contact down low. I think it was the right call. Might have been a little too soon.
Down low, Zahner lays it in for another 2. He has been excellent tonight for the Hill City Ringnecks. He's got 14. That dribble gets away from Beal. Now running the floor, Kieswetter can't get the first one to go in as he goes coast to coast, and that ball tipped out of bounds off the Ringnecks. It'll stay with the Plainsmen.
Well, a lot of the times is when bigs end up driving, they go contact seeking before they focus on shooting that layup there. If Kieswetter would have just focused on making his layup, he's not going to get that swatted away, not at his size. So instead of lowering his shoulder into contact, trying to draw a foul, going up, and then maybe you get the three-point play opportunity, overall, you still have to secure those 2 points.
Baseline drive from Solinsky. Little bounce pass inside is stolen away. And a loose ball foul called there. They charge that one to Lowry. Third team foul of the quarter, his second personal. Just under 4 left to play here in the third. 36-30 is the lead for Hill City. Bell will stop and go action here on the near sideline. Zahner passes it across the floor to Bell. Back across the floor, Kieswetter. Feeds the big man down low, who's rejected on the block. Mitchell Presley. Now in transition, Kuhlman lays it in for an easy 2. They've cut this lead down to 4.
They have, and it's all because that they've cleaned up their rebounding down low, and they're also just playing more physical and fast. Hill City, they're running a lot around the paint, breaking up this defense, but they're communicating and rotating better.
Lob pass inside. Zahner tries to go up with it. He's fouled in the act of shooting. With 3:12 left to play here in the third, and they'll send Zahner to the free throw line. Foul goes on Mancia. That's his second personal. Zahner's first free throw, no good. His second is pure. He splits a pair at the free throw line. He's got 15. Second leading scorer on Hill City's squad. And now a jump ball called under the legs of Vincent Zahner. Possession arrow in favor of the Ringnecks. 5-point Hill City lead. 3:04 left to play here in the third. Oakley trying to apply some full court pressure. That pass tipped out of bounds. It'll be Hill City basketball. Only a second coming off the shot clock there. That was a really quick interception of the pass on that one. And now a 30-second timeout called by Oakley. What does Oakley need to do to continue to kind of chip their way back into this lead? It seems like they had some things going there for them, and now it seems almost like they're almost at a stalemate with this Hill City Ringnecks team.
Yeah, you got to limit fouls here. That's ultimately the reason why Hill City's been able to really jolt ahead and control most of this game. They're living at the free throw line, and a lot of it is just you're being a little too physical down low. Instead, keep the physicality from about that free throw line up, because you don't want to have paint fouls. Those are the toughest, because usually those are your bigs who end up having the most points, because you run your offense through your bigs, especially at this level here, so you have to limit paint fouls.
Hill City 3 of 6 from the free throw line this quarter. Kieswetter on the inbound here on the near sideline. Ball comes into Bell. Bell jumps up, grabs it, comes back down to the hardwood with it. Bell going to work on Fink. Fink playing some really good face defense here. Kieswetter drops it inside. Zahner goes up with it and can't get it to roll in. What an unlucky bounce from Zahner.
It's a great break for Oakley here. Now you have got to score. You got to start putting an emphasis. Get back even so you can compare tempos. You can end up taking over, controlling the pace of the game.
Solinsky steps into a 3. That one is short off the side of the rim. Kieswetter breaks the 10-second line. Throws it across the floor over to Harmon. Down the keyhole. Zahner. That pass tipped away. Kuhlman running the floor. Throws it up high to Solinsky, who's unable to come down with it. Now a couple substitutions from both of these teams, and you got to think Kuhlman maybe got just a little bit too excited in transition. Thought he had a chance to pick up an easy assist there to his teammate Solinsky, and instead the score remains at 37-32 in favor of the Ringnecks.
It's a really tough play in transition. Transition turnovers, those fast break turnovers, they're really tough momentum killers. Instead of Coleman, he's 6'5". He can go up for that, have a high-quality shot.
Full court pass down to Zahner. He's got one to beat on the block. decides not to go up with it, kicks it back out to his teammate and Harmon. That pass tipped out of bounds. It stays with the Ringnecks. A little bit surprised Zahner didn't decide to go up with that there in transition. Only had one guy to beat underneath the hoop. He's a guy that can really get kind of shifty underneath and get a little bit creative on the blocks. Kieswetter inside Zahner, who can't get that one to drop in. Unlucky break from him once again. 7 of 17 from the floor from him tonight. Another pass tipped away in transition. Harmon trying to hold their lead, and he bricks it off the side of the rim. That one stings for the Ringnecks. That could have been an important layup in transition. Solinsky throws it across. Fink steps into a three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Solinsky. He steps into a three of his own. Attempt number 2 doesn't fall. Back-to-back misses from Oakley from long range results in Ringneck basketball on their own baseline.
And if you're Zahner there, you got to be a little bit more careful and a little bit mindful about trying to box out your defender while that ball's going out. They'll call a moving screen on that. You cannot front your defender off ball and pin him down like that.
1:27 left to play here in the third quarter. The way these teams are playing right now, this feels like the fourth quarter, even though it's just the third. Both of these teams really putting it all on the floor right now. Kieswetter drops it inside Bell. That pass tipped away. Fink's running the other way with it. Fink slows up the tempo a little bit here. Carves inside, throws one up, and is fouled. Miakta shooting. Excellent job from Fink to go ahead and just take that one straight to the hoop and lean into the contact.
Kind of giving Hill City a little bit of taste of their own medicine with the free throw line. Oakley not so lucky. You're getting a lot of free throw chances here, and it's just a credit to the Hill City rebounding squad here. It's really been Zahner and Kieswetter who's been hauling in all those boards.
The first one clanks in for Easton Fink. Oakley 2 of 3 from the free throw line here in the third quarter. That second one no good from Fink. Haynes in trouble. Little handoff pass over to Bell. Bell trying to go to work on Fink, and Fink slides on the hardwood and gets right back up. What a tough play from him. Drop pass inside Zahner. Pump faking, good at the basket.
And Zahner, he's really been tough because he hasn't really been getting a lot of those buckets to go in down low. Nice to see him finally getting something working down low on those drop-offs.
Zahner, the leading scorer across all players with 17 points. And now Oakley called for an offensive foul. That's a tough break for them, as they had it within a one-possession game, and now it's a 6-point lead in favor of the Ringnecks. Excuse me, 7-point lead, that is.
And it's just been Hill City. They're controlling the tempo here. As it was an offensive foul on number 2, Jance Lowry. So inside here now, Hill City has a great opportunity right before the end of the third.
27 seconds left to play here in the third. Pump fake from Mock. Back out to Haynes. In the front court, Kieswetter. Zahner. Mock. 5 to shoot. Chucks up a 3, you betcha! At the buzzer! He banged it home. Blake Harmon knocks down a big 3 at the end of the third quarter. The Ringnecks lead it by 9 with that 3 ball right there. We've got a fresh 8 minutes to play when we come back here on Tiger Media Network's Area Game of the Week. Don't go anywhere. Hill City leads it 42-33. more fresh minutes on the clock to start the fourth quarter. Hill City holds a 9-point lead after that buzzer beater of a three-pointer to end the quarter for Blake Harmon. Bounce pass inside to Lowry. Pass tipped out of bounds by the Ringnecks. Oakley with the basketball on the baseline. Ball thrown in bounds to Solinsky. Across the floor to Allison. Beal. Allison steps into a three. That one way off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds off the Plainsmen. Allison checks right back out. Fink taking his place. Was Allison's one and only shot attempt of the game there on that three ball. Harmon running the floor. Lost Fink in his tracks. Mock tried to go to work underneath the basket. Instead, he kicks it back out, and the Ringnecks try to reset. Zahner guarded closely by Kuhlman. Spot up jumper from Mock is good. He buried the mid-range jumper. He's up to 18 points, now leading all scorers. Fink takes a couple dribbles and chucks it across to the left wing. Back inside, Kuhlman goes to work, and a timeout. A full timeout called by the Plainsmen after a make down low on that play. I'm sure maybe kicking himself in the foot a little bit there after kind of self-sabotaging, so to speak, on that play. And some of those are just kind of unlucky breaks on plays like that.
Yeah, those are tough. Now, the adjustment here that Oakley has to make, it's the fourth quarter. You have got to start getting the game into your tempo. So I think the number one thing they can do here is space the floor a little bit better, take better quality shots here. The first open shot isn't always the best shot. Move the ball around, pick apart this defense, take advantage of all 35 seconds you have on that shot clock.
11-point Hill City lead as it stands. They're currently on a 7-0 run. Oakley's been kind of struggling from the field so far. They've been struggling to get quality shots, really, is what it's boiled down to. And Hill City so far has done a pretty good job rebounding the basketball in this matchup. It seems like it's been fairly close rebounding-wise most of this game, but Hill City, as of recently, has really started to kind of pick up the tempo on rebounding. Lowry looks to inbound it here on the near sideline. Short pass inbounds to Beal. Back across Fink. Inside, Solinsky goes to work. Spin around jumper, no good off the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Kieswetter. Full court pass down the floor, underneath the hoop. Mock is blocked. And a little mid-range jumper from the short corner from Zahner, no good. Ball stays with Hill City.
Well, in Zahner there, he could have benefited a little bit more from kicking it back out. It's not always the best to go up, especially when you're under the hoop like that.
Ball comes into Zahner. Kieswetter back inside to Zahner on the low block. Spin around jumper is pure. Smooth jumper from Vincent Zahner. He's up to 19 points and leads all scorers. Him and Mock have been going back and forth between those two. The two leading scorers for Hill City. The low block, spin around jumper from Lowry's no good. Now Harmon's got it in the front court. Guarded closely by Fink. Across the floor, Kieswetter. Drops it down low. Zahner's spin around jumper is no good off the glass. Zahner 9 of 21 from the floor. Solinsky, pump fake, step aside, jumper from long range, no good. Hill City's got it going the other direction. 13-point lead, 5:48 left to play in regulation. Kieswetter, left wing, brings it across his body. Handoff pass over to Harmon. Harmon drives into the paint, kicks it back out to Mock in the short corner. And 3 seconds in the paint called on the Ringnecks. So it'll be a turnover in favor of Oakley. They'll have the rock going the other way.
Oh, well, Hill City, they're doing kind of a poor job at turning the ball over here. They're gifting Oakley opportunities. They're just not capitalizing on them.
Oakley's got to take advantage of it. Hill City currently on a 9-point run. Fink steps into a three. Yes, sir! They needed that three ball. It's a 10-point Hill City lead. Easton Fink tied in the leading scorer of this game with 19 points. Zahner, spin around jumper inside the paint. No good. Off the back iron. Going back up with it's Mock, and he's whacked on the way up.
And once again, it's Mock at the free throw line. He has really lived there all game here. And if you're Oakley, cannot put them in the bonus too early here, as already got one foul in this quarter. And they've really kind of been tiptoeing that line with the 4 fouls pretty much every quarter. So far now you have to play better paint defense.
Mock knocks down his first. That was free throw number 11 for him on the night, as he'll get ready to attempt number 12. Gabe Jocks checks into the game. Lowry takes a seat. That foul was charged to Carson Beal. That's his third personal. Mock's second free throw spins out of the rim, and Oakley holds on to the basketball as it comes down. And now under the hoop for an easy bucket is Jonah Kuhlman. He's up to 7 points on the night. 4:45 left to play here in the fourth. Oakley's got a 9-point deficit they're trying to come back from. Haynes comes to face with Beal on the baseline. Now he steps into a three in the corner, planks off the iron, and now Zahner goes up with one. He's fouled in the act of shooting, and a little bit of frustration there from him as that one didn't drop in.
Yeah, that's a tough shot there as Zahner, he's doing a good job at offensive rebounding. Like we've mentioned that a lot here, and that has really and truly been the difference maker is the offensive rebounding for Hill City. Now if you're Oakley, you have got to get the game back in your control, and that's a big-time bucket down low. If they can just keep utilizing the pick and roll, they can really pick apart this Hill City defense. They don't have a lot of gap help.
Zahner goes 2 of 2. It's 49-38 in favor of Hill City. That ball slips away from Oakley. And Kuhlman is charged with a backcourt violation. 4:07 left to play here in the fourth. Couple substitutions from both squads. Harmon breaks the timeline, spins around, drops it inside to Mock. Mock attacks the paint, kicks it back out. Harmon in the front court, throws it across to Kieswetter, drops it inside. Zahner, that pass tipped away. Fink running the floor. Steps into a transition, 3-ball! Bingo! Easton Fink knocks down a big-time 3.
That's exactly what they needed. They needed to get a turnover here and then go down, capitalize on a 3. If they could just keep piecing together consecutive points, they will be able to get back into this game and control the pace.
6 of 11 from long range from Fink tonight. He has had quite an outing from beyond the arc. 3:23 left to play here in the fourth. Zahner down low, throws one up, it's blocked. And now a tie up under the basket. Possession arrow in favor of Hill City. So they'll hold on to the basketball. But Oakley starting to kind of go on a bit of a run of their own. They're on a 3-point run as it stands right now, but they're slowly chipping away at this Ringnecks lead. Kieswetter throws it in bounds and gets it right back. Harmon loses the ball. Oakley trying to get it in transition. Beal trying to chase it down. He does and lays it in as Fink at the cup. Fink up to 24 points. Timeout, Hill City. 3 minutes left to play here in the fourth, and Easton Fink has taken this game over. 24 points from him as they've cut this Ringneck lead down to just 6.
Well, we talked about just needing to get consecutive points there, and what better way to do that than some of these turnovers that Hill City has had. We mentioned earlier, too, they're basically giving Oakley opportunities here. They haven't been able to connect. Now they're starting to really piece together opportunities. Now, if you're Oakley, keep your foot on the gas. You absolutely cannot let anything go. Have to play the best defense you've played all night.
Oakley on a 5-point run of their own. It's been a very back and forth fourth quarter of action for these two squads, as both of these teams are preparing to break their huddle, and Oakley has not given up. Credit to them. Got to give credit where credit is due. There have been many times in this game where it would have been very easy for them to just quit playing, but they have hung with this Hill City team that has played very well from start to finish, and they've done a fairly decent job at limiting the fouls here in this fourth quarter, and I think that's kind of been the difference maker for this Oakley team. 3 minutes left to play here in the fourth. 6-point ball game. Kieswetter on the baseline. Drops it in bounds to Harmon. And that pass tipped out of bounds by Oakley. Putting some full court pressure on this Hill City team. 2:57 left to play here in the fourth. Kieswetter inbounds to Mock. Mock brings it across half court. Over to Kieswetter. Kieswetter guarded by Allison. Over to Bell now. Harmon tried to get it inside to Zahner, who couldn't hold on to it. He has really struggled inside trying to hold on to the basketball. That has really been kind of detrimental to this Ringnecks team. .235 left to play here in the fourth. Right wing, Harmon. Now a fadeaway three from way out there from Mock is no good. He tried a last-ditch effort to chuck up a shot. There's 2:23 left to play here in the fourth.
What an important possession here from Oakley. You're down 49-43 here. You absolutely have got to capitalize on that turnover there from Hill City.
Fink's got it on the right wing. Now over to Allison. Back across the floor, Beal. Beal with some separation, steps into a three. Yes, sir! The bank is open! Carson Beal knocks down a big-time three. It's a 3-point ball game. .146 left to play here in the fourth. Bell's got it in the front court. Hill City needs a score here to keep this a two-possession game. Inside, easy to the hoop. Kaysen Mock lays it in for two. Count the bucket.
Absolutely, that's a crucial foul there from Oakley. That's going to give them a 3-point play opportunity. But also, what a play design there to drop it down low. They got a perfect pass down there. Caught that Oakley defense slipping on that gap help. Just perfect execution there from Hill City.
Practically a textbook pick and roll there from Hill City. And when in doubt, it seems like the pick and roll is almost always a go-to play for a lot of teams. And that extra point on that 3-point play swirls out. Beal across to Allison. Trying to get Fink open. Drops it inside, and it goes straight through his legs. Lowry lost that one. That is a big turnover. Bell's got it. Puts it down on the floor. Over to Kieswetter. Harmon's got some separation. Throws it over to Bell. Kieswetter. Good defense from this Oakley team so far. Mock. And now a timeout. Hill City, 6 on the shot clock with 48.7 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Connor, what does Oakley need to do here? I mean, obviously you got to get a stop here, and then what's the game plan going forward for after that, after getting a stop?
Boy, they just have to space the floor a little bit better, take a little bit better quality shots. They're hot from beyond the arc. I think keep getting the ball to your scorers here. Maybe run some pick and roll plays too. Break that Hill City defense up. They did a good job of it in the first quarter, like you said, of off-ball movement. I think off-ball movement's got to be big here, and you have got to be able to set screens to get your shooters open.
You've got to think if you can get a stop here, and then you score a quick bucket in transition, you make it a three-point game. And then from there, you force Hill City with another stop. You don't have to foul, theoretically. And then you have an opportunity to tie it with a three-pointer.
This is big here, too. They got 6 seconds on the shot clock. They have to get a shot off quick. You can really force a bad shot here if you're Oakley.
48.7 left to play here in the fourth. Kieswetter gets it in bounds. 5 to shoot. Back inside, Kieswetter, fadeaway jumper. No good off the back of the iron. Put back, no good. Rebound comes back down, and he's fouled. That's exactly what Oakley couldn't do in that situation. They've got to get a rebound down there if they want any chance of coming back into this one. And now all they can do is hope and pray that Zahner doesn't knock down more than one of these shots. The first one dribbles in for Zahner. He's 4 of 6 from the free throw line tonight.
That was the perfect opportunity for Oakley to get a stop there with the 6 seconds on the shot clock. That was a triple coverage shot there from Kieswetter, but it's just the offensive rebounding really been a difference maker.
The second one bounces its way around the rim and drops in. 6 of 7 from the free throw line from Vincent Zahner. He's up to 24 points, tied with Easton Fink of the scoring leader in this game. 7-point Hill City lead, and now a wise timeout called by Oakley as they are in a bit of a pickle now with 36.8 left to play here in the fourth quarter. What is the approach now when you're down by 7 points and you don't have a whole lot of time?
You gotta get a three-ball active, and you have got to get possibly, I know we've said a lot, they need to do a screen to get their shooters open. Fink, who has been hot from beyond the arc, if you can get him on a ball screen and get him out and open, just a sliver of just separation, he can really make you pay there. So you have got to run something to get a three ball here. You can't take a two, can't take any sort of extra time you need. Remember, there's only 30 seconds left.
Fink has been really excellent on that catch and shoot game. He's been really good at coming around those high screens and really wrapping around those screens hard and then just spotting up in a spot, catching the ball and just knocking down those three balls. And he has just been excellent from long range tonight. Currently shooting 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. And what an incredible night it's been for him. Jocks chucks it in bounds to Beal. Solinsky chucks up a three. That one bricks off the side of the backboard. And it doesn't look like Oakley's showing any signs of trying to foul here. And the Hill City can just hold on to the basketball to dribble this one out. I don't know if they realize that. 15 seconds left to play. And Hill City is going to come out and win this basketball game. What a gritty performance from this Hill City team on the road. They win it 53-46. Our Tiger Media Network player of the game, Vincent Zahner, 24 points on the night, 9 of 24 from the field. He wasn't afraid to let it fly tonight, but really where he scored a lot of his points was from the free throw line. He was able to convert from the free throw line, 6 of 7 on the night from him from the charity stripe.
Absolutely, and it's a credit to his offensive rebounding ability too. A lot of times he would get an offensive board, go straight up, get fouled, go to the free throw line, knock 2 in.
Well, we thank you one and all for tuning in. Joined alongside me has been Connor Adams. For the rest of our crew here at Tiger Media Network, I'm Eli Blankenship saying so long and good night from Oakley, Kansas.
Roll.